Hello everyone. It's been a while that I haven't been doing videos and just wanna check you guys out. How's everyone doing? I hope amidst of all this crisis happening in the world, wherever you are right now, I hope you are all safe. It's been mostly maybe 2 to 3 weeks that I haven't been doing the um, some videos because aside from the very busy work, um, I haven't been feeling really well recently. Um, as some of you guys know, I am an ICU nurse here in London, and you all know that one of the most um, or one of the busiest part of the world now is London because of this pandemic happening. Um, So it's my day off today, and I decided to make just a quick live and a quick update about what's happening here in London and what's happening with me. Because I haven't been doing the videos for a couple of weeks now, as I've said a while ago. Well, anyway, it's my day off today. Yesterday I have been working, and we've have patients who are positive with the virus, and the thing is, I'm one of those. I'm one of the nurses who have a direct contact and exposure to patients and even to staff nurses who went positive of this um, COVID. So just recently, I developed some symptoms after few weeks, and even like no after a few days, and more even going weeks of looking after patients. I had a body malaise. Yesterday I had a low grade temperature. I didn't have a spike, but I have a severe body ache at the moment. A little bit dripping from the nose, but not much really. I have been exposed to patients and stuffs, as I've said, but um, we wear mm, almost close to ideal PPEs now. But when we started, it's like really a crap. We just need to have this mask, and not like the one you see in China or other places with hazmat suits, but it's more like a simple PPE here in the UK. But the good news is we progressed with a better PPE now. Um, it's more N95 to FFP3, and we have Hoover Hoover gears already, but we still don't wear hazmat suits. So anyway, I'm out today because I just went to our urgent care center to do some swabbing. I did a swab a couple of weeks ago after my first exposure to the COVID patient, and gladly it went negative. And I just did a swab at that point because I had an exposure, but now after series of direct exposure and looking after patients and exposure to staffs who went positive, I developed some kind of mild symptoms, which I'm not really expecting to be COVID, but it's better to be safe. My manager agreed for me to be tested, and gladly we have a facility to do a swab. So I will be waiting 24 to 48 hours usually for the result of the swab, and I am hoping that it will become negative because I live with two housemates in one house here in London, and it's gonna be very difficult. We are all nurses, and we all deal with patients. So I don't know if I would really get positive. I have sources to I have three sources to look upon, like it's maybe from the patient itself, patient exposure, or symptomatic or and asymptomatic colleagues exposure, and housemates who are also nurses who also look after patients. So in every angle, and maybe number four from the public, because we still do public transport. I mean, I still ride on public transport. But anyway, yeah, that's my latest update. This is not really a very lively vlog as what I'm doing, but I might do some vlogs about what's happening inside the hospital. Not really about the patients, but what's the difference of the NHS response to the private hospital response in terms of COVID now in what's happening here in London at the moment. But today I was just so shocked while I'm on my way to the urgent care center. As I've said, this is the first time I went. I've been sending messages to my families and my friends here in the UK that this is my first time to wear a T-shirt now, going outside the house, because I think this is one of the warmest start that starts the summer starts now, and one of the warmest days in London this year, or maybe in the UK, I'm not sure, but in London this year. So it's the first time I wore a t-shirt going out, because we usually wear thick coats and jackets and thick clothes. But while I was on my way going to the urgent care center, I am so shocked that people started here in London started to go out. They forgot about the lockdown, they forgot about the COVID pandemic happening all over the world, they forgot about the deaths inside the hospital, the sick frontliners trying to save lives. They forgot about people who are getting sick and has died, and people and the families who has been grieving at the moment because of it. Is just frustrating because as a frontliner you do all things, and you tend to go to work even you are tired, you feeling sick, because you want to do your job, and this is not only a job but you're calling as a nurse to look after patients, especially COVID patients. But when you go outside, there are people who tend to forget and tend to neglect the sacrifices made by not only nurses, not only doctors, but all the frontliners. And it is such a shame that we are not even on the most or the peak of this disease. We are not even on the resolution phase of this pandemic. But people, because of the 21 degrees in London, they tend to forget that they thought that this warm weather is a holiday, that they can go roam around, stroll around. They don't even maintain social distancing at the moment, and it's just really, really disgusting. It's really, really awful to see people dying inside the hospital, and these people just roaming around. Seems like nothing is happening all over the world. I hope they realize that it's not easy to have a disease. It's not easy to look after a patient who you know is dying. It's not easy to look after people who have high hopes that way they will get well, but you can't say, because you really can't say. I have seen patients who died alone inside the room, literally not with the family, just with the nurses and doctors, but they have died alone. I have read a lot of articles and news that people died inside their rooms, in their houses, alone, because people cannot come into them. Help is difficult to get. Guys, as the title says on my live video, I have symptoms. Yes, I have mild symptoms, but my employer already cancelled my they already cancelled my shifts, succeeding shifts, just for further um, precaution to self isolate and quarantine myself up until two negative results can two negative results will come out. And I am praying that this is not a positive COVID, but I am praying that if it is, and I am positive, I will get through this. At the moment, I just feel body ache. The last yesterday, my temperature was 37.4. Good thing this morning, and just now I checked, it's back to 37. No, this morning it was 37, and now they checked again, it was 37 too. So it's more of like my symptoms are, I mean, my temperature is just ranging um on that range, but I've got like mild stuffy nose and extreme body pains and body aches. But anyway, yeah, I hope you all are okay, your families are okay. I would like to salute all the nurses who are fighting for this pandemic, especially the overseas nurses, wherever you are in the world. And I would like to salute also my fellow Filipino nurses back home who try their best to fight this COVID-19. Not only nurses, but all the frontliners, including all the security guards, those who are working on the sales and direct contact with customers, and all the people who cannot give up their job and cannot work at home because the job needs them and people needs them. So I hope you are okay. I'll update you all guys with all the result of my swabs. Just to let you know, the swab is really awful. It goes because I did a throat swab, which made me gag, and I had a nasopharynx swab, not just on the nostrils or the nares, but it goes through the nasopharynx. It is really awful. It's not painful, but it's uncomfortable. It's stinging. Seems like it has like a red pepper or something like that. It's really stinging on the throat. But anyway, I hope this comes negative, and I hope you all guys are okay. So God bless you all and take care. Always check your family members and say I love you to them. So thank you very much for watching the video, and see you in the next videos and adventure. I'll update you soon. Bye.